Coming to you from the floor of the CME Group, I'm Eric Wolfman Wilkinson. Let's get in the zone. It's Thursday, September 13th. It's QEersday, QEersday. Yesterday was Day. We talked about that. I've got a little bit to go over with that, but let's talk about this QEersday. The Fed meeting today, Bernanke's going to come out and talk about what he's going to do as with QE, quantitative easing. Is it going to be QE3? No, I don't think so. I've talked about this. I think it's going to be constant QE, or QE with an infinity behind it. That means that they are just going to continue to stimulate the market until they foresee further action to let back. So it's going to be like a gas pedal. Give a little bit, take a little away. Give a little bit, take a little away. That way, they aren't under so much pressure and so much scrutiny as to what they're doing. I think they're trying to get out of the limelight there, all right? Take that. Anyway, on to this Day report that we had yesterday. A lot of assumptions were put into this report, kind of like what we hear about the non-farm payroll numbers. A lot of little misleading things inside of that number that not a lot of people look at, like the people dropping out of the job force. But this has an assumption in, say, for soybeans or edamame. They have a limit as to how far they think the inventories can drop. In this case, it's 115 million bushels of soybeans. The USDA will not let it go below that level. That's just the assumption where they have a level at. A lot of analysts had it around 90. So that's why we saw a market sell-off yesterday. Then as people dove into these numbers and really started picking them apart, these are the things that we came to realize. Also in the corn, it's also assumed that the farmers are going to harvest as many acres as they did last year. Now, we just had the worst drought since 1959. That being said, those harvestable acreages are going to be much lower because these farmers are going in there into the fields and pulling the corn out, not as grain, but as silage. So that silage isn't going to go into the market as a product. It's going to be used as other things for feeding their own animals and stuff like that. On to the wheat. The wheat also had an assumption in there. The wheat assumption was that it was going to be, Australia was going to come away with 6 million metric tons. Well, Australia's Bureau came out and already said before this number was released that they were only expecting 3.5 million metric tons. So a lot of these assumptions that the Day report came out with made the market feel like they were coming in a lot higher than what analysts had expected. And yes, they did. But the fact of the matter is, it's due to those assumptions. So next time you see one of these reports, make sure you know the facts before you get into the trade, all right? Take that.